Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about how to manage money as a small YouTuber, but more importantly, how I manage my money as a small YouTuber, small blogger, small influencer. And I just want to share my experience because I remember my first year as a blogger. When I was making money, I didn't really know how to properly manage it and how to keep track of my records and all of that stuff. So there is a lot that I honestly want to cover in this video, but I do want to say I am not an accountant. I am not a lawyer. I do not specialize in the things that I'm going to be talking about. I just want to share my experience with you guys. So that's why this video is titled How I Manage My Money as a Small YouTuber, and I want to share the things that I have learned along the way to hopefully help you out. But I do want to let you guys know before we get too far into this video that this video is in collaboration with Annie.
Hey guys, my name's Annie. I run the YouTube channel The Blue Eyed Gal. Over on my channel, my content is focused on growth in social media, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or blog, as well as entrepreneurship on social media. So if you've ever wanted to turn your YouTube channel, Instagram, or blog into a business or income stream, then my channel is definitely the hub for that. So I hope to see you over there sometime soon, and other than that, I hope you enjoy Catherine's video. Bye.
And I am honestly so excited because she is sharing her experience working with companies and getting sponsorships as a small influencer. So if you want to learn more about how you can land those opportunities and possibly make more money, definitely go check out her video. It is included in the description bar down below. But otherwise, let's just go ahead and get into it. So I have got a list of the things that I want to cover here, and I do want to let you guys know that if you are more so a blog post reader, you like to read articles, I will include an article in the description bar down below that kind of goes over what I'm going to cover in this video, because I talked about this on my blog almost a year ago at this point. So if you want to check that out, it is included in the description bar down below. But when it comes to managing your money as a small influencer and small YouTuber, blogger, whatever you are, you really need to keep your records. And the first thing you need to understand is, where is your money actually coming from? So you might know all of your income streams, whether you have paid products, whether you're making money from ads like AdSense or YouTube ads, which goes through Google AdSense, affiliate marketing, or working one-on-one with companies like sponsorships and stuff like that. You need to understand where your money is coming from. So is it a direct deposit that's going into your bank account? Are you getting paid through PayPal that you then have to transfer into your bank account? How does that really work? And that's one of the first things you need to buff out is, how is that money actually coming to you, and when is that money coming to you? Because every single time that you receive a payment, you need to document it. You need to keep your records. And actually, let me show you guys, what do we got here? So this is my folder that I have from 2017, and in here holds all of my documents, my invoices, every time I was paid, all of my expenses. This is my paper trail. So this is 2017, 2018 is upstairs, and then I have 2019 currently in the works in my little shelving unit over there. But in this file, I have everything documented so that I have records. And this is my first tip that I want to recommend to you guys is, once you are making money, and even before you are making money, you need to be tracking all of your income and all of your expenses. And I'm going to talk about expenses in a little bit and why that's so important. But in terms of your income, you really need to know how much money you are making. And back in 2017, this is all I had when it came to my documents. Yes, I keep all of my emails of the expenses that I have. So like ConvertKit, Teachable, and some of the other ones like now QuickBooks. Those are my monthly expenses, and I get billed for those every single month. So I receive email invoices for those, but I will also print out those invoices so I have a paper trail right here just to kind of cover my butt in case I lose those emails. I've got the documentation. But in 2017, this is all I had. I just had this to keep my records, and I actually used Google Sheets to track my income and my expenses. But when it came to the time to do my taxes, thankfully Alex was an accountant at one point in time, and now he actually works in the finance industry, so he still really understands the whole money thing. You know, he really helps me out with that for sure. But when he was doing my taxes my first year, it was harder for him because my documentation, although it was good, although I kept my records, it wasn't as good as it could have been. So I ended up purchasing QuickBooks, and I now pay monthly for QuickBooks. I have got their self-employed plan, and I absolutely love QuickBooks because it helps me to track all of my income, all of my expenses, and properly organize it in areas that they need to be organized, you know? So all of my expenses are broken down into the appropriate categories, so I understand where my money is going and what money is coming in. Now, this isn't just great for your own records to know what's going on with your money, it's also very important for taxes. Now, I'm specifically going to talk about my experience with taxes and what I have to go through as a citizen of the United States, as well as I'm currently living in New York State. So I have to pay the IRS as well as New York State in terms of my taxes. So I have two different kind of taxes that I have to pay, if that makes sense to you guys. So here's the deal. When you are a YouTuber or a blogger and you're making money on your own, you know, you're not receiving a normal regular paycheck like you would do if you had a part-time job at like McDonald's or something. When you work at McDonald's, they take taxes out every single paycheck, and you will see that on your paycheck. It will say how much money went to your taxes. And then the money you receive is actually money in your pocket you get to keep. That is not what happens when you are a blogger or YouTuber. Money is not taken out for your taxes. So every bit of money that you make, you have to realize that is not just money in your pocket. You have to save money to pay your taxes later on. Based off of my experience, the first year that I started blogging, I still have a full-time job. So I was paying taxes normally on that full-time job, and then I wasn't paying taxes from the income that was coming in on my blog until the end of the year, until the end of the tax season when I had to pay my taxes. And that wasn't a big deal because I wasn't making much money the first year. Now that I am doing this full-time and I'm making a decent amount of money, I have to pay my taxes quarterly. And again, I'm sharing this based off of my experiences. So if you Google when you have to pay quarterly taxes or when the pay dates are due, you will see that there is a pay date in January, in April, and then I think it is July and September. And what that does, you are giving part of your income to the IRS and to your state to pay for your taxes, to pay for what you've already made in just that quarter. Now, honestly, guys, there's really detailed calculation that goes into it in terms of how much you have to pay for your quarterly taxes to make sure you are paying enough by the end of the year in terms of how much money you have made, and it gets very, very complicated. And again, I am not an accountant, but I pay my taxes quarterly based off of the income that I have made that quarter and what it looks like, the projected amount of money I am going to make in a year and the amount of taxes that I am going to owe. When it comes to your taxes, you have to save about 20 to 30% of what you are making to give back for your taxes. So let's say I'm making $2,000. Not all of that $2,000 is money in my pocket. Like I already said, I have to save about 20 to 30% to pay for my taxes. Now, it depends on what tax bracket I'm in, how much money I'm going to end up owing. And if I only make $2,000 for the year, guys, and then when you deduct your expenses and all that stuff, which I want to talk about deductions next, I may not owe barely anything for my taxes, but it's good to be safe and save 20 to 30% because that's going to be the max that you're going to have to owe. So you just want to cover your butt. And if not, then you just have money in your savings account, which is honestly just really good money management. Now, I already brought up deductions. So I think that is so important to talk about. When you are keeping track of your records, you need to keep track of your income and your expenses. And the main reason why you need to keep track of your expenses is because of your deductions. Now, I actually found this quote today because I wanted to make sure I was explaining it properly to you guys. So this is from a blog post that I found actually on QuickBooks. This says, essentially a tax deduction is an amount of money the IRS allows you to subtract from your adjusted gross income in order to reduce your taxable income. Now, let me break that down for you guys because I understand that this can be confusing. So the expenses that you have for your business, let's say I specifically bought this journal for my business, and actually I did. The only thing that I use this journal for is my business. This holds all of my business notes, YouTube video ideas, stuff like that. I can actually write this off as an expense, and that means that it is a deduction. So let's say that I made, again, we'll go with that $2,000. So let's say I made $2,000 and I ended up having $500 in expenses for the whole year. So what you do, you take your income minus your deductions or your expenses. So let's say I made the $2,000, subtract the $500. Now I've really only made $1,500. So I've made $1,500. That is actually the only amount of money that I am going to be taxed for. So I'm not getting taxed for the $2,000 that I made because I had those $500 worth of deductions. I'm actually only getting taxed for $1,500, which really can help in terms of how much money you owe the IRS and your state. So one thing that Alex continues to tell me is, I want my expenses to be pretty high because that's going to bring down how much I owe in taxes. So if you think about it, either you can pay money to taxes, which you need to pay your taxes no matter what, or you can invest that money back into your business, which is going to end up reaping more benefits for you compared to paying your taxes. Yes, no matter what, you're going to have to pay your taxes, and you do not want your expenses to be more than your income, but you want your expenses to be relatively close. So let's say I'm making about $50,000 a year. I would want my expenses to be more so to like the $20,000 mark compared to the $10,000 mark, because then that's going to change how much I owe in taxes. And I receive more of a reward by investing in things like my MacBook, like investing in my camera right here. So I definitely do invest back in my business, and I take that into consideration. So let's say that you're a small YouTuber and you want to bring down your taxable income by investing back in your business and having those deductions, having those expenses within your business. When I invested in my camera that I am shooting on right now, I think I paid $650 for this camera. That is a deduction that I can write off within my business, which brings down my taxable income. So some simple things that I end up writing off is my website, any of the website expenses that I have, Tailwind, ConvertKit, QuickBooks, any of those monthly payment subscription-based things that I am a part of that help to run my business. I can write all of that off in terms of my taxes, which ends up helping me in the long run. So I really do think it is important to invest back into your business for that reason. And I hope that I did a good enough job explaining that. If you guys want to learn more, I will include the blog post that I got that quote from in the description bar down below. I hope you guys liked this video and found it helpful. I know it was just really a chatty video, and I just wanted to share my experience with you guys because when I was getting started as a blogger and I was making money, I mean, my records were not great and I didn't understand the whole deductions thing. I mean, I could have been writing off so much that I didn't even know about at the beginning because I just wasn't educated on this topic. So keep good records. I'm telling you, it's going to help you in the long run. I hope you guys liked this video and found it helpful. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. If you want to watch Annie's video, I will include it in the description bar down below as well. But otherwise, I'll see you guys back here soon. Bye guys.